Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls with Uncle Bobby B. Unfortunately, there has been some issues with this episode and the next episode. I had the audio recorded and I deleted it, or it was lost from the computer. So you're gonna have to deal with me post playing the game, not live playing it and commentating, but post playing it. We've just beaten Michael Sullivan. The Pontiff Sullivan. My buddy Mikey. I jelly-legged him. He betrayed me. He said he wasn't going to talk to me on Skype, so I had to shiv him in the gut a few times. Now we're outside. We can see the Dragon's Eyrie. I'm talking like this is new. And we've got two lizards here. One I miss because, you know, you can't get both at the same time, so I'll have to come back later. I'll need to try and remember to come back and get that later. You'll also probably notice that the sound is completely off. As you heard, the sound effects of me slashing there just happened now. I could fix this, and I did try for a little bit, but the problem was when I matched up that later on, it still wasn't matched up. So there was something weird that went on with just the audio recording, it seems, for this part of the video, and it would have taken a long time to fix it. And I thought, well, since I'm already having to do extra work by re-recording the audio, it's like, yeah, let's not bother. Let's just keep talking, and hopefully it'll be less distracting. But this is a PvP area, so this is why I've gone offline for this part. Otherwise, there's a lot of shit that can happen here, and you don't want to get invaded at the same time. We have a load of dead giants. Not all of them are dead, FYI. And I don't know what I'm doing here. So I'm selecting my dragon bow. That's right, there are two NPC characters here. So again, you don't really want to fight two NPC characters, two giants, and a load of dudes firing fireballs at you, and then have someone else invade, or get halfway through, and then someone invade, you know, when the situation could be the most dire. So obviously I'm doing the weeby thing, or the smart thing, I prefer to think of it as the smart thing, and trying to lure them out. Now what I didn't take into account is, usually, if I had the longbow, which is not your starting bow, but the bow I've been with for a while, that has a much longer range. It's a longbow. This Dragon Rider bow is more powerful, but the range on it is not nearly as good, so it's a bit more faffy. I give up and go, right, well, I can't do that, so let's go and clean up the rest of the stuff. Let's go get a sparkled ring and get these little invisible boys. I messed up there quite badly, but hey-ho, ain't that the way. Lots of invisible boys with the pokes, but my pokes are better because I got that mighty strong sword. I don't have no daggers of Danash like Doctor Strange, but I've got the big swords, the big swings. A little dude slapping him down. I'm gonna jelly leg him too. And yeah, the sparkled ring. I can still hear the slashing going off now. The audio's terrible, I do apologise, but I'm not going to fix it. It's too much extra work. Not enough beans, you know, not enough beans for that sauce. I'm not willing to add that wowie sauce just yet. And now you can go two ways. You can go back into the cathedral for a few extra little soupçons, or you can go to the Fire Boys and head over to the direction we're going. I decide that I'm going to tussle with these big men, because I'm like, no. Ouch. I'm like, no, sir, we're not going to play this game, as I get fired. I was like, I'll be able to take these guys on without any problem. Problems happened. Problems always happen while playing Dark Souls. You underestimate the enemy, and that's the greatest downfall. But you go, oh, and yeah, tell him to sit down. It still feels satisfying. Drink and rolling. Your best friends in this game. Probably could have finished the others off, but I guess my idea was like, hey, let's go get rid of Fatty and the weakest one, and then we can take out Tall Boy. Tall Boy is down boy. And we got a lovely dress, a deacon skirt. I'm never going to wear the deacon skirt. That right there is a shortcut we'll be coming back to later, so don't worry about that. No, don't you worry about that. Ooh, that's another hot fire, hot ball whaps me. And a tree outmaneuvers me. I guess I go back into the cathedral later, unless I've already done that. That might have happened in another part. It's been a while since I've recorded this and uploaded the last episode, so it's hard to remember what's what. But we got some human dregs, which is a Covenant item for a Covenant we'll be finding at the end of this episode. I know because I checked. And I only checked because I was like, will the audio fix itself? And it kind of does to a point. So Now, what do I do? Do I just... Yeah, I'm going for it. Just gonna get rid of them all. Gotta take him down. This guy don't know. Now he did. Now he did. NPCs are still down there. That's right, the reason I did this was because I was like, I need to get rid of those NPC characters, because once they're gone, they don't come back. So let's just get rid of them. That was the idea behind it. Not a bad idea. These guys will come back, but once the NPCs are gone, ho-ho. Clean sailing, boys. Clean sailing. So, bow time. We'll see what's what this time, see if the bow can hit him. It's like, oh, he knows. Ah, still get him though. As he's imbued his weapon with some dank dark power. That's why it's glowing purple, if you didn't know. More human dregs. Human dregs can be farmed from the dudes, the deacons, if you want. He's got the double Dranglake spears or something like that, and he's got the double Dranglake maces. And I have a bit of a rough time here, mainly because, as you know, they do a lot of damage fairly quickly, being all dark and imbued. But I'm like, I gotta keep poking, gotta roll and poke. I should maybe have focused, but I was trying to go for the one that was closest to me. Like here, he was separated, so it's like, okay, just go in. They don't heal, thank God. But I don't think I did awful for a 2-on-1. There's a 3-on-1 NPC fight later on in Lothric, which is rather unfriendly, as one of them is a magic user. So they hang back and they fire horseshit at you while everybody else kind of bum rushes you. Ugh. Come on, Andy. Be the best. Be the one. Take him out. And there's one down. Oh, I got poked right in the bum. Have a drink. There you go. Bobby B's loving it. Drinking that sunny delight. Oh. Use the terrain to your advantage. Oh. Didn't that time. That was a bit on the wowie side. So, one guy left, not much health left, and he can suck my dick. And I'll take his lovely sticks. The Drang Twin Spears, not the Dranglake Twin Spears, the Drang Twin Spears. Originally, I did wonder if the Mace Boy had dropped anything and I'd missed it, but looking back at the footage, he hadn't. So good on me, I didn't miss anything. So now, what's the idea of past Andy? Do I decide to clean away the giants and get the rest of the items here? I think I do. I think I also wanted to show that there's some nasty boys close by who will fire some really unpleasant archery bows at me. Well, they're more like giant spears, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm like, yeah, you get the idea. You get the idea. It's time to run away now. Run away. Where are you going past, Andy? You're going back into the cathedral. There we go. Now we have our answer. At least I have my answer, and so do you. So the way you get there is, instead of coming this way, shortcut right there once again, we turn around and we head through this doorway right now. And there's a few... Oh, yes, there's one little item that you saw on the way up, while I was talking, of course, which is this one. There it is. And we grab that, and that is a large Titanite shard. Again, there was a point in the game where you got Titanite shards, an abundance of them, where the game was like, hey, you should probably upgrade your weapons if you haven't already. And at this point in the game, they're very much going, once again, you should probably have your weapon up to level 6, so make sure you do that. If you don't, you're gonna struggle. That's kind of how the game feels. A bit more hand-holdy. Here's a random shortcut as well. I don't know. It's a bit more hand-holdy than, I think, other Dark Souls games. Or at least the first one, at the very least. There wasn't a point that I can recall where you got as many things, as many custom crafting items as you do here. So we got another Mimic, which I've fudged up right there. So that's a goodie, Andy. Well done. It's got a terrible weapon on it, but you know me, I've gotta get that juice. I've gotta dance with this man. Well, monster thingy. How is a mimic made? How is a mimic born? Are there female mimics? Do mimics? Well, it doesn't look like they have no junk. Do they have their junk inside their little chests? You know, like how does a mimic breed? Is it made? Do people make mimics? Is it a parasite that just grows inside of a chest? I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows. I'm sure there are probably some people that know. Ooh, it's getting rough here as I'm talking away. He's really hammering me. as the screen for some reason turns black. There we go. It's because I hadn't moved the mouse in a while. So, yep, taking him down. One more whap, and he's gone. As he does the hurricane kick from Street Fighter there. Down he goes. What are you going to give me? The Saints Biden, I think it is? No, the Golden Ritual Spear. I think that's a sorcery item. Offhand, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. But we're going around. We're doing the stuff. We're doing the things. Saw Infinity War recently. That was fun. It was the most fun I've had in a Marvel movie for a while. I haven't enjoyed a lot of the Marvel movies as of recent. People are like, oh, Thor was really good. I'm like, I can see why you like it. I just really didn't like Thor Ragnarok. Down you go, Crystal Lizard. I was not a fan of Thor Ragnarok, but I understand why people enjoyed it. It's just... Oof. So, you see, Infinity War was a nice change of pace where I could come out of the cinema and be like, oh yeah, this was good. This was enjoyable. I had a good time. It's not really a movie. It is certainly much more of an event, which I won't quote as my own thought, but I heard someone say it on a review, and I was like, yeah, that's a fair point. It's not what you consider a traditional movie, because there's no character development for any of the, in quotations, main cast. The main character development is Thanos. That's as much as I'm going into spoilers, by the way, so do not fear. We're just going to move on and talk about these giants. They all look dead. They're not. Trust me. So again, if you come into a PvP area here, and you get invaded and you run down here for the first time not knowing, they will lead you over to a giant that will come to life and start having a dance with you. Wanting to get his greasy hands on you. And I'm just going through the process of trying to remember which giants are alive and which ones aren't. And here's one. How do I know? Well, because he stood up. I whiffed that terribly. Smaller giants than we have fought, showing that giants come in all shapes and sizes. Well, they come in one shape. This one model. But they come in many sizes. So maybe these are children giants? Kiddie Winkle giants? I don't know. But it's the exact same model as far as I can tell. Still got the tattered robe, still got the chains all over. I'm guessing the chains all over them kind of maybe means they were put into slavery? Or at least, at the very least, captivity, one could assume, right? I don't think that's a huge jump. It gives me a Titanite shard, hurrah, and an ember. That's, you know, embers are always good. You get an abundance of embers in this game as well, which I don't find is a bad thing, but I could see people who like a difficult game might not like it too much. Another large Titanite shard. You should probably upgrade your weapon, Andrew. I already have video game, don't you worry about it. There's one more giant, and there's one more item here, and then we move on. And I know that you come alive. Come on. Alright. This is not that one. Clever giant. Clever giant, you played me for a monkey. This is the one. And I whiffed it. Well done. Terrible. Whoosh. Come on, we're dancing. Do-do-do. Ooh. Stop it. The giants go nuts here. You have to wait for them to kind of stop having a little tantrum, then yeah, go in and yeah. Well, you meant to hit them, but you can also miss if you really wanna. Yep, we're good. We're good. And down with the giant, right in his lovely shin. That's his Achilles tendon. It's not, because it's not his ankle, but it's his Achilles chinkle? Chinkle? I don't know. Something like that. Up the stairs. We're done here. We're moving on. We're moving on to a hard part. An unpleasant part. A part that I do not like. And a part that you didn't see. Well, a creature you didn't see before. Here we are. A wall. Take it down. Invisible. Now open to the public. And we have a massive... Again, this is a point where people have been kicked off ledges in PvP and fallen down a horrible way. I decided a better idea than to go in with not my full Estus is, you know what? Let's play smart, guys. Let's get my bottles filled. Let's get that Sunny D, that Tropicana juice to the max. Because it only makes sense. And we'll speed it up because, well, we may as well. Right, so we're back. We are at the ladder, and we're going to go down, and this is a long way down. Now, we have two enemies here, and these are the enemies you didn't see before, because I lost the footage back at the beginning of Irithyll. Now you get to see them. They are very evocative of Guts is in a demon beast from Berserk. For those that do not know, and I don't know who wouldn't at this point, Dark Souls is heavily inspired by Berserk. Which is only a good thing, because Berserk is a really good manga and has one really good anime. Season 2, well, that newer 2000s Berserk was fucking trash. But this thing is mean, but it looks cool. Shoots lightning, which is never good. And its little underneath side there, you can see its ribs hanging out. They can damage you. It moves real fast, does a hell of an amount of damage, as you can see. And I can't hide behind the shield. If I had a shield, it usually can break the shield. Not break the shield, sorry, that's the wrong term. But if you hold your shield up too much, your stamina goes down. And when you lose all your stamina, you go into a parry state. Which, I mean, it can't do any kind of riposting on you. It can't, like, do what a human player would do, but it certainly can take advantage of that with its speed and big attacks. I don't actually do too terribly on this first go, I don't think, though I do whiff a load of attacks. Yes, that is spoiling the fact that I do not win against it the first time. And remember, there are two of them, which is why I use the bow to draw out one, because, God, there's no way I'm fighting two of them at the same time. Absolutely no way. We're gonna just jump to the second time I fight it, because it'll save time. Alright, back to shooting it with a bow. Just to draw it in, again, because you don't want to fight two of these at once. I have trouble with one of these. You certainly don't want to increase that danger to two. It does its mouth will open sometimes really slowly, and then it will charge at you. If it gets you with that mouth, it will chomp on you, like it's basically a grab. And you don't want that. It does a lot of damage, but that also does a lot of damage. So that was a failed attempt. So back again, here we go. Third time lucky. I don't know, looking at the time code, I'm thinking that's probably the case, and I did get lucky. That's a good first hit right on its head. I'm pretty sure these enemies take more damage if you can hit them on the head. But, you know, hitting them on the head is not always the easiest thing. You need a weapon with a good kind of vertical swing, usually, to get that. That's the attack I was talking about, where if it gets you, you go right into its mouth and you get chomped on. Every attack is so fast and does so much damage. It's an unpleasant enemy. More so than most enemies aren't pleasant, as you've probably been able to tell, but this is a particularly unfriendly one. But if you just keep dancing around it long enough and wait for those openings, which is the entire Dark Souls 3 experience, it's just waiting for it to do the... Ouch, there's lightning. Waiting for it to do that one attack where it's completely vulnerable and you know you're safe. Greed is your greatest enemy in this game. As I was telling my friend Chris yesterday while we were playing a game. Oh, lovely. Down you go, demon. That's one. What game was it? It was Devil May Cry 3. That's a game as well that punishes you for being greedy on your attacks. If you go too hard, too fast, you just the computer will be like, no, you don't. You should have waited. And this is very much the same kind of mindset you need. You need to be like, okay, try not to panic. Just take your time and don't get hit by obvious attacks. I was so lucky that didn't kill me as well. I'm 80% sure that I don't fight it again. I'm pretty sure this is game over for it, but I could be wrong, because luckily here as well, these enemies are you kill them once and they don't come back, which is a great boon as well. Otherwise it'd be a real pain in the ass. But I suppose because this is a hidden area, it was probably designed to be like that. I don't know, I'm just taking a guess. It's I mean, it's quite an interesting designed creature, you know, with its kind of double mouth. It looks wolf/rat-like. Very strange design. I've always been a fan of the creature designs in these Dark Souls games. I've got my friend Phil gave me the art book for the first game, You know, the little one from the collector's pack or whatever it was. And it's got some really good artwork in there. It's like the concept artists on this game are fantastic. There it is. Oh god, oh, he almost bit me. Very, very close. Ugh. Oh god, the lightning. Here cometh the lightning. But you can see we're nearly done. If we can just not do stupid things. Use the wall for a bit of an advantage. The camera does not help here. The camera becomes my mortal enemy, as it sometimes does. Oh. Aha, bad attack, demon. Ouch. Go on. Go on, Andy. Go on, Andy of the past. Run away and drink. No more Estus left. It's down to the wire. Oh, it's either me or him. Oh, and I think I just nipped his little cheek. I got the Ring of Favor, very good ring. Back in the first game, this was a ring where if you equipped it, it gave you some really good stats, but if you took it off, it broke, and then you could never use it again, if I recall, or you'd need it repaired. So you put it on, and you'd never take it off. And in Dark Souls 1, where there was only 2 ring slots, it was a way bigger deal. Way bigger deal than in Dark Souls 2, where you had the 4 slots. Killing him, we get a bonfire now. Where we can rest, finally. We'll rest our weary laurels. And we also see a big man in the corner. And he is the person that gives us our Covenant item to join. Mr. McDonald. What do we join? Faithful of Aldrich? Aldrich Faithful. There we go. He doesn't look too good, though. He's missing his eyes. FYI, if you're missing your eyes, you've probably had a bad day. But you know that. You're missing your eyes, so... Yes, I hope this has been okay. There will be one more episode like this, and then we should be back to usual commentary. But thank you guys for watching, and me and Bobby B will catch you next time.